welcome. I'm Ijoma Honyato tonight. People's Democratic Party extends tenure for Ahmed Makarfi's caretaker committee by 1 year, following its inability to hold a full convention in Port Harcourt. Factional chairman of the PDP, Ali Modi Sharif, dismisses exercise in Port Harcourt, describes it as a huge joke. Lagos State Government announces plans to boost its revenue through generation formulas and massive infrastructure development. And the police in Guinea shoot one man dead as protests in the country's capital, Conakry, turn violent.
And on business news tonight, Central Bank of Nigeria allays fears of distress and liquidation in the country's banking system.
And on sports news tonight, Germany ends Nigeria's hopes of winning a gold medal in the football event of the Rio Olympics.
I'm Yemi Sepaya, and from Abuja, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission rearrests former Imo State Governor Achike Udenwa in connection with alleged fraud.
We begin with the dramatic events that unfolded in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, where the People's Democratic Party today extended the tenure of the Ahmed Makarfi Caretaker Committee for a period of 1 year. The extension was the fallout of an emergency NEC meeting at the party's secretariat in Port Harcourt, where national delegates passed a vote of confidence on the committee. This decision was taken owing to the unresolved legal tussle over the party's leadership and the sealing of the Sharks Stadium, venue of the proposed convention. Our correspondent Emmanuel Ire reports.
As early as 7 a.m., the proposed venue for the PDP convention had been cordoned off by security operatives. Authorities say the officers were acting on instructions to obey court orders.
When two parties have a court order, they all want to implement those court orders to ensure that they facilitate their own motives and decisions. So what the police will do is to stand in the middle and ensure that there is protection of life and property.
After recovering from the initial disappointment, the party leaders then move on to the government house for what appears to be a crucial meeting. The convention then begins to take shape here at the party secretariat in the state.
I hereby put to question the motion to ratify the National Executive Committee decision, recommendation to extend the tenure of the National Caretaker Committee by 12 months. Within 12 months, if you are in support of the motion to ratify the extension of the tenure of the National Caretaker Committee within 12 months, say aye.
And then comments by the chairman of the Caretaker Committee.
Accept the responsibility you have once entrusted in our shoulders, and I assure you we shall continue to shoulder on what we achieve. Thank you very much.
Outside, some leaders had this to say.
It is obvious that today the ruling party is not very interested in democracy, and you can see the hands in ensuring that opposition is not made to stand.
The spokesman of the Caretaker Committee tells journalists that the party is stronger despite seeming challenges.
In spite of the hostility and out of the hostility of the security agencies, and the fact that others from powers that be have made up their mind to disrupt our program. The convention therefore relocated to the Secretariat of the PDP in Rivers State here, Port Harcourt, Rivers State here. And I must say that PDP is firmly rooted in this state.
It may not have been a perfect day, but after all said and done, many say a new page may have opened for the PDP to re-strategize ahead of the next national convention and possibly to mend fences. Emmanuel Ere, Channels Television News.
In the meantime, the factional chairman of the PDP, Ali Modu Sharif, has described the NEC meeting of the PDP as a huge joke. He insists that the meeting is in breach of Section 31, subsection 4 of the PDP Constitution, which makes the national chairman the sole authority with a mandate to convene the NEC. Mr. Sharif adds that INEC was not given mandatory 3 weeks' notice, neither was he as chairman given a week's notice. He's also asking members of the PDP to disregard all decisions taken in Port Harcourt, which he says is in gross violation of a court order. And the crisis appears to be deepening as an Abuja High Court presided over by Justice Nwamaka Ogbonnaya has reaffirmed the sack of Ali Modu Sharif as the party's national chairman. The court further holds that all actions taken by Senator Ali Modu Sharif are null and void and of no effect, since the earlier order of Justice Valentine Ashe remains binding.
Have you got...
The courtroom was scanty, with a few lawyers and some litigants to observe proceedings in the suit filed by Mr. Danladi Ayuba, challenging the appointment of Senator Ali Modu Sharif as the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, in spite of a subsisting order of an Abuja High Court nullifying his appointment. In the originating summons filed by the plaintiff on the 9th of August 2016, Mr. Ayuba asked the court to determine, having regard to the judgment of Justice Valentine Ashe delivered on the 29th of June. That judgment nullified the amendment of Article 47, subsection 6 of the Constitution, which brought the defendant into office, whether Senator Ali Modu Sharif can legally continue to parade himself as the chairman of the People's Democratic Party or do anything in the name of the party. The lawyer to the plaintiff asked the court to determine the issue in favor of his client, in spite of objections from counsel to Senator Ali Modu Sharif. Just as the judgment was about to be delivered, counsel to Senator Ali Modu Sharif asked to be excused from the proceedings on the grounds that his client was not given a fair hearing and walked out of the court. The proceedings, however, continued, with the court affirming the sacking of Senator Ali Modu Sharif as the chairman of the PDP. Lawyer to Danladi Ayuba applauds the verdict of the court.
The judgment of this court today, and in view of the judgment of this honorable court delivered by Justice Valentine Ashe on the 29th day of June 2016, setting aside the process bringing in the chairman of PDP, Alhaji Ali Modu Sharif, has been set aside by and also confirmed by the pronouncement of this court today.
Lawyer to Senator Ali Modu Sharif, who opposed the delivery of the judgment with 2 applications, describes the action of the court as a miscarriage of justice.
The ruling she read a few minutes ago concerning the PO we raised earlier shows clearly that she has a different reason for participating in this matter. She has a different reason for accelerating the hearing of a matter in which she knows that the defendant has not been served.
With the judgment, Senator Ali Modu Sharif has been sacked for the 2nd time as the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party. But it appears that the legal battle will still continue as to who will be the authentic national chairman of the main opposition party.
Away from the PDP leadership tussle, the emergence of Lagos as an oil-producing state outside the Niger Delta Basin is seen as a big leap towards enhancing the economy of not just the state, but the nation in general. The state governor, Akinwumi Ambode, made the remark when he received the chairman and members of the Indices and Disbursement Committee of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission at the Lagos House in Ikeja.
In March 2016, Lagos officially joined the League of Oil Producing States in Nigeria, following the discovery of crude oil in Badagry. The visit of the officials of the Indices and Disbursements Committee of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission is to give further credence to the discovery. The chairman of the committee, Alhaji Aliyu Mohammed, says their mission to Lagos is to verify crude oil and gas production from Ajay oil wells in order to conclude the process of disbursing what is accrued to an oil-producing state.
For the purpose of derivation, as spelled out under Section 162, Subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, as well as provision of allocation of revenues, Act 2004, Ajay oil wells number 1, 2, 4, and 5 fall within the 200-meter isobars and therefore should be attributed to Lagos State.
This visit is welcomed with so much anticipation from the Lagos State government, which is eager to commence production in order to boost the state's internally generated revenue.
This is going to be the first oil well that will produce outside the Niger Delta. It's significant for Nigeria, it's significant for Lagos. It means that the oil path to diversification is what we are now witnessing. It will allow us to expand IGR, and then it will also give us, revenue dependence in a manner that, we will know that there is equal growth from all the nooks and corners of Nigeria.
The committee is expected to conclude its working visits to Ajay oil wells by August the 21st.
And staying with plans to move Lagos forward, the state government today announced plans to activate more projects designed to improve living standards and revenue generation in the state. Among the projects being considered is the construction of a bridge at the popular Penn Cinema Junction in Agege local government area. The announcement was at a press conference by some members of the Lagos State Executive.
Governor Akinwumi Ambode has always made it clear that infrastructure development is one of his top priorities. That, in his reckoning, is the only way to affirm its mega-city status. The state government has since commenced several road projects in this regard. The latest on the card is a flyover bridge at Penn Cinema in Agege area of Lagos. The idea is to ease human and vehicular movement in the area.
The Penn Cinema project will bring to 3 the number of flyover bridges undertaken by the Akinwumi Ambode administration after the Aja and Abule Egba flyovers, in respect of which work has already commenced.
The third one, which is the Penn Cinema, which spans from Abogunji via Ijai Road into Agumbiade, has a total span of about 700 meters of bridge, and with some junction improvement at Penn Cinema.
Besides the flyover, the state government also has plans to deploy closed-circuit television cameras, streetlights, and security sensors for surveillance and crime prevention across the state from October 2016.
For a more enhanced security of lives and property in the state, the government has now decided to deploy 13,000 closed-circuit television CCTV cameras and security sensors for surveillance and crime prevention.
To ensure proper monitoring of government infrastructure, the state government says it has commenced the implementation of the Lagos Enterprise GIS upgrade and the Integrated Land Administration Automation System.
In part 2, after the break, the federal government blames resurgence of wild poliovirus in the country on insecurity in the northeast. That's in a moment. Do join us again.